believe in it. Just looking to learn the self-defense aspect of it.
Tayyip. First and foremost is, we said this a while back, Allah only Allah knows. I'm not a master of martial arts. I'm not an expert of martial arts. However, I would humbly say there are people who are and can speak on this better than I can. Correct me if I make a mistake, Sheikh. Sensei, please correct me if I make a mistake. I think that one of the watered down principles, I think that there are certain martial arts, which is a general term. I believe certain martial arts are made solely for self-defense. But I think that it's unfair, and I think it's trying to appease people and water down the reality to say that every martial art and all martial arts, all aspects of this type of art is only for self-defense. And there's no offensive concept in that martial art. You feel that's accurate, Sheikh? In which the people to agree with it. Self-defense, 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 self-defense. Because who's against self-defense? No one is going to bother you for opening up karate institute or dojo or mixed martial arts, and you have self-discipline, confidence, bullying, exercise, and self-defense. No one is going to be against you. But if you say this art and this style and this technique, whoa, what do you mean? You're teaching people how to be dangerous. You're teaching people how to do this and how to do that. So oftentimes they water it down and they appease people by saying that every single thing is self-defense. I feel that's deceptive. I don't think that sheds true light on all types of martial arts. I may be wrong, Sheikh. Jazakallah khairan, Sheikh. So with that being said, I don't think that a person should always learn martial arts just for self-defense. We know that Muslims, we're not necessarily supposed to be just aggressive. Absolutely. Sometimes you have to be aggressive. Sometimes you must be aggressive in certain instances. But we know the general concept, as the brother said, Islam means peace. The Muslim is not supposed to be overly aggressive, looking for fights, looking to bully people, looking to pin people up against the wall and hit people and do this. That's not the nature of the believer. That's not the nature of the believer. However, I don't think that a person should just learn martial arts just for that. Because you never know the time in which you must go on the offensive. And you must use a type of aggression to diffuse a situation, as we said, in the basement. It was years ago. It was me, you, and Nafis, nah? One of the first 5 minutes of Fa'idas, huh? To diffuse, to stifle a situation. Someone is getting beat up or robbed. You can't, as our brother Sajid said, Allah bless him, he says you can't score on defense. You can't win a game on defense. Then there's a turnover on defense that's returned for a touchdown. But once the interception is made or the fumble is recovered, he's running towards the end zone. And that's no longer defense, that's now what? It's offense. So to just say it's only one direction, one gear. If you see a man battering a woman horribly in the street, beating her to a pulp, who knows what happened? We don't know what she did to him. She may have hit him. She may have abused him, but he's beaten her to a bloody pulp in the street. You can't stop that situation and diffuse that situation using what? Self-defense. You have to have some type of strength, some type of power to stop it. Not saying you want to injure him or hurt him, but you have to do something. You have to take a step to stop that situation, let alone in which it's permissible, lawful, and mandatory to do what? Go on the offensive. So therefore, I think we need to get rid of that. All martial arts are not just for self-defense. The concept of aggression, peace, let your enemy be the attacker, and you counterpunch aggressively, as he said. Aggressive counterpuncher. That's a different story. But everything is not based off of self-defense. Rather, when we talk about boxing, which is a martial art, pugilism, your defense has to lead and has to be translated into offense as well. Good defense has to lead to you scoring points on your opponent. Counterpunch. I'm not going to swing first. I'm not going to shoot the punch first, but I'm going to slip, I'm going to dip, and then I'm going to pat, counter you. So you have to get out of this way of thinking. That's incorrect in the world, and that's also incorrect in Islam to say every single thing is self-defense. And many Muslims, they water down Islam, they water down jihad with this concept, self-defense, defensive war. And that's not true. And I'm scared to stand in front of Allah Azza wa Jal and someone ask me a question and not say the truth. That's first and foremost. As far as the actual question, is it permissible to learn a martial art that has a shirky asl, a foundation of polytheism, of shirk? You're not learning the shirk, you just want to learn it for self-defense, etc., so on and so forth. I would say that there are many things that we do on a daily basis, many foods that we eat, many things that we wear, which pocket or which hand we put our watch on, and things like this that are based off of superstition and that are based off of shirk. But many things were years ago, ancient practices that were abolished or they evolved into normal practices. I'll give you one example of this, okay? That way you don't think I'm just making things up. I know many brothers, they do. I'm just exaggerating and talking just to talk, but it's a reality. One of the most common things that people have in their homes is what? Television, what else? Pictures, what else? Huh? Cell phones. We're talking about something pertaining to a house, specific to a house. Door, mirrors, getting closer. Clocks, getting closer. Furniture, getting closer. Huh? Bathroom. Plants, there you go. Read the history of plants. I don't think, and Allah knows best, I'm not a botanist. I don't specialize in the study of plants. But I don't think that you're going to find a popular house plant except that it's based off of superstition. And it's based off of medieval superstition and the shirk and the kufr of ancient England. All types of trees, plants, which they don't sell them in the stores because it's total bad luck to have them in your house. And the popular plants that people have because there was shirk origin behind having this plant in your house. And obviously a Muslim says, I like plants because they're beautiful. They're kind on the eyes. The green soothes my eyes. It's the oxygen, carbon monoxide, so on and so forth. But if you read and actually dig into, scratch beneath the surface about plants, you'd be shocked what you find. And why people talk to plants and where they put the plants. You'll be shocked. And don't think that it all went away. So therefore, you buy plants for a reason. Or you like incense. Most masjids, especially the older masjids, they have incense in the bathroom. Where do incense come from? What's the origin of incense? Read about the Far East and incense. Summoning demons, summoning jinn through incense. But I like the incense because I like the smell. I like the incense because it's a good smell. It's fragrant. It gives a good aroma. I'm not using it to invoke no jinn or invoke no demon. And we can go on and on and on and on and on from the foods you eat, the desserts that you have, the eggs that you eat in the morning come from superstition. Because the Western culture today is based off of shirk and kufr. It's based off of the Romans and the Greeks, for the most part. Okay? So, just because something has a shirk origin to it, but it's no longer involved with shirk, or you're not doing for shirk, then bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, hopefully there's nothing wrong with that. So it depends on what the martial art is, and it depends on what level you're going in the martial art. There's certain martial arts in which you don't have to go to this level unless you're really trying to master everything. I just want a basic self-defense. You don't have to go into which you have to bow down and do this and call upon this spirit and clap in front of this bell. You don't have to do that. Let alone the fact that there are different types of martial arts. And oftentimes martial arts are monopolized by a race or a part of the world, and that's not true. Every society has a martial art. Because martial arts is a necessity of life, defending yourself and also transgressing the boundaries against other human beings. From the beginning of time, Adam's children, Cain and Abel. So there's always a martial art. But a martial art doesn't have to be exclusive to one style or one culture. Everybody clear on this? That's what I would humbly say in this situation. And Allah Azza wa Jalla is the one who surely knows best.